Their leaders are already gone. The next group of leaders is also gone. And the next batch is almost all out. Now, nobody wants to be a leader there anymore. We're having a hard time. We want to talk to them, but there's no one to talk to right now. And you know what? We actually like it, yes. I want to start by saying that we're doing extremely well in Iran. The difference is that they and we had a Navy 2 weeks ago. They don't have a Navy anymore. It's all at the bottom of the sea. 58 ships sunk in 2 days, and we have the best Navy in the world. No comparison, but we're doing well. We will not allow nuclear weapons. If they had them, they would use them. We won't let it happen. This should have been done a long time ago by other presidents. It's an honor to be here, and this is fun. And these are great athletes behind me, good coaches, managers, great people, and a great superintendent. Hello, sir. We only put the best as superintendents of these schools because we don't want someone they don't admire. We choose the best. They are amazing. For the second year in a row, it is an honor to present the Commander-in-Chief's trophy to the Navy. Midshipman football team with 11 wins and 2 losses against the best in football. I always thought the military services played at a lower level, but actually they face great teams and win. These players had an impressive season in Navy history and in all of sports, and I just want to congratulate the midshipmen. I met them backstage and they're great. Thank you and congratulations. You know, when I mentioned the Navy we just destroyed, I said they're good ships. Yes, they're great ships. So I said, why don't we save them ourselves? We could have used them. They said the difference is they didn't know how to use them, right, General? They didn't know how to use them. They really had no idea. But I want to acknowledge the incredible work of the Navy's athletic director, Michael Kelly. My sincere thanks to all of you. Applause. From what I can see, he really looks like a Kelly. He is a Kelly. And with the head coach, Brian Newberry, Brian is a great coach. Applause. He had the second best start of a coach in the school's history. Second best. Who was the first? The first one is really good. It was probably during a Roger Staubach year or something similar. Because I'll tell you, I got to watch Roger Staubach, and he was incredible. He was like that, I have to say. I've said this before, and some people got offended. But it was like a man playing against children. He won those games pretty much by himself. It was incredible. I also want to thank the superintendent, Lieutenant General Michael Borg Schulte, who was an outstanding Navy linebacker. Really very good. We're pleased to have Secretary Pete Haig with us, who said, now I don't know if he's here because I gave him the option to stay in the Situation Room or come up here. But I think he has 2 very handsome sons here, the best, Boone and Jackson. You 2 are men. Well, I told your father to stay in the Situation Room. We don't have a problem with that, right? I think so. Isn't that right, Coach? Coach, I think you're fine. Boone and Jackson, who knows? Maybe one day on the team? Navy, Army, or Air Force, choose the Navy. Just say Navy, okay? I don't want them to get into trouble. And your father's doing a fantastic job. And also the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Dan Kane. Dan is incredible, and I chose him for a reason, because I was told it would take 5 years to defeat ISIS. According to the TV generals, there's a big difference between generals and between coaches. Like with everything, sir, 5 years, and I went to Iraq because I didn't understand 5 years. I met the general named Dan Kane, and I asked his name. Raisin, sir? I said, seriously, Raisin, what's that? Raisin? It's just my nickname. What's your last name? Kane. Your name is Raisin Kane. I love you. You're the one I'm looking for. And it turned out to be correct. So I was told it would take 4 to 5 years to defeat ISIS, and now I'm in Iraq. I go down, I meet with some other generals. He was the chief, and I asked him, how long would it take you to defeat ISIS? He said, 4 weeks, sir. I said, 4 weeks? They told me 4 years, maybe 5. He said, well, whatever they want, well, sir, they're the ones in charge. I'm just here, but you can do it in 4 weeks and still have time left. You must be kidding. He said we went through all that. No one here would find that boring. Actually, you're going to want to hear every detail I'm going to tell, but in the end, I said, let me go back. As I was leaving, it was interesting. I went down the stairs, a long battle. I turned off the lights. After spending trillions of dollars, you had to turn off the airplane lights because you didn't want to be seen by the enemy. Then we landed and he said, sir, do you want to rest? Before the meeting, I said I didn't need to. My name is not Biden. I don't want to. I'm not resting. And we had great meetings. And then I got back on the plane. I said, General, you say 4 weeks. Is that right? There will still be time left. He said, I'll call you on Monday when I get back. And I called him. I said, do you still think that way, General? He said, yes, sir. And I let him do it. He did it. In less than 4 weeks, he defeated ISIS. It was incredible. What a difference. You know, I always say what a difference the president makes. The border, they said it couldn't be done without Congress. It would take years. We did it in 3 weeks. We have a border. For 9 months in a row, no one has entered our country illegally. According to the Democrat statistics, they say that 0 people have crossed our border. You see that, right? And I said, the president makes a big difference. Well, the generals also make a big difference, said Aldan. Stay in the Situation Room and watch all those attacks we're launching against them, and they don't know what's going on. Their Navy is gone, their Air Force is gone, all their air defenses are gone, everything is gone, their radar is gone, their leaders are gone. The next group of leaders is also gone, and the following group of leaders is almost completely gone, and now nobody wants to be a leader there. We're having difficulties. We want to talk to them, and there's no one to talk to. We have no one to talk to. And you know what? We do like it, yes, and we have many other distinguished members of the United States Armed Forces. But I mean, Hexheft is doing an excellent job, and Raising Cane is doing a job as good as anyone has ever seen. Don't forget, we had Venezuela. That was the beginning. When they realized the talent, I rebuilt the armed forces, including the Space Force. In the first term, I didn't think I would use them so much, but it's a good thing I rebuilt them. We can't let these lunatics have nuclear weapons because they would use them quickly. One of the main ways to know this is that when all this started, they began firing several missiles all over the Middle East, in countries that basically weren't directly involved because they wanted to take control of the Middle East. If they had a nuclear weapon, they would have used it. The only question would be whether they would have used it in the first hour or on the first day. If they used a nuclear weapon, the world would be in danger. We stopped it. This should have been done a long time ago.